as a mayor of a village, with the village board, I have actually very few exceptional powers. I'm one vote on the board, I don't have veto power. I do have, under law, the power, which the board members don't, to actually direct employees to do things. I don't think I would do this, I would have ever run for mayor were not, if we did not have a administrator in the position. I mean, I have a job that I go to, and being a mayor is still time consuming, but if I had to be the chief operating officer of the village, there's no way I could do it. The community understands quite well that the administrator manager is serving at the pleasure of the board. We hire him and we can fire him. So whatever he does goes directly back to us in terms of our ability or to be reelected. When we're elected, what happens in the village and what the administrator does reflects directly on us. So they're sort of, I don't believe that there's any real loss of that sort of public accountability that the board has through the electoral process by having an administrator. We have overall authority. He serves at our pleasure, but he's the professional with the experience operating the village. He's really the chief operating officer. Sometimes I give, as an example, to people, what we have is sort of like if you had a bank or even a nonprofit where there's a board of directors, which is our board. You have a chairman of the board, and then you have the president of the company or the executive director. For the most part, the administrator is that president or executive director. There's towns where they don't have managers, which are bigger entities, but there's no manager. In Westchester, all the villages have administrators. And I think we consistently observe that there's a real loss in not having that professional who's responsible for the day-to-day operations. The intrusion of politics so directly in the sort of chief operating officer it really creates some problems. So I think pretty much, the administrative manager, there's some subtle difference between administrators and managers, but that basic structure in which you have a governing board, we're part-time, we clearly are not looking to, if you were to have full-time, you'd have to pay similar salaries to someone who's not necessarily trained to do it. I mean, people get elected for lots of different reasons from all different backgrounds, and they don't necessarily have training in municipal affairs. So here you get someone whose expertise is in municipal affairs and in public administration, and at the same time you get your elected officials who come directly from the community, and you don't have to really think about, and when people are voting, they don't have to necessarily think about that, oh, we have to sort of go through that person's resume to make sure that he's qualified. You get the qualifications and you get the skills from the administrator. And then we act as the oversight body, and we set strategies, and we make laws. You sort of get, in some ways, the best of both worlds. You get the accountability of the elected officials to the public, and since they have to stand for election, but you don't have every decision being put through a lens of politics. So you're able to have a person who has professional training and who has a professional code of ethics and professional standards by which he is operating. He's overseen by a group of people who are directly accountable to the public, but at the same time, he gets to not have to view every decision and ought not to view every decision. In fact, he shouldn't view decisions at all that he makes through a political lens.